has been paid for by the New World Order.
But you guys are my first mod, and I want to brand you all. If I ever meet any of you, I am going to put a hot knife here. I'm just going to do that.
Listen, it's a paramount time to wake up. Always remember, don't forget to be the change, bro.
What do we do when we get hungry? We chase people. No, wait.
Make it so.
Ride the walrus. Yeah.
What up, guys? I was gonna try and stream to Kick also today, but it appears that I am streaming to too many places or something because it won't let me add that onto my list of destinations. But yep. Is what it is, I guess. I guess Kick will just have to wait till later to be graced with my presence. Gonna continue on with Final Fantasy XVI, and I'm gonna do that thing I do when I do what I do, or whatever. Man, this is taking a hot minute to load, isn't it? At least I re-upped on candy. Candy makes you dandy. Alrighty. Still banned from streaming on Facebook for some ungodly reason. I don't even know why. I did play a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, since the last time. I just was feeling terrible that day, so I I didn't stream. But I didn't get very far, so no worries. Man, it is dreary outside. I can't wait for the sun. It was like 67 degrees the other day, last time I streamed, and then like, I don't even know. It was nice the next day, and then it got balls out cold again. Yep. Now for something much the same. Yar.
What in the world is going on?
Ah, shut your face.
How have you been? Most folk round here. So I told him everything. Reckon they'd spare you? This town is ours. A lot's changed since East Pool. And it ain't just the bearers. Most folk round here, so I told.
Right.
Reckon they.
Quiet your face,
This town.
woman.
You off then?
Indubitably. Man. Yar, me yarbles. Hey, alright.
No.
Well, you know,
Where's Gav?
I ate him. Hey, babe.
Gav should be back by now.
Alrighty.
I hear there's trouble in this area.
believe how I've
Your eyes
missed
all
that
jacked up,
scowl.
Where's
He's
my
drunker
report?
now.
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Morale's low.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother
Remember what
crystals
happened
remain in
last
Storm
time.
and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however,
I
where
don't
nobody
trust
will
him
be expecting
anymore.
us to go.
Drake's
Gav's
breath.
lost it.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities.
Hello, viewer.
Wait. Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Have another drink, Gav. I forgot my Moogle. I have a stuffed Moogle over there. Alrighty then. I kind of want to get my Moogle.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
What's that in chat? I don't like this song. I'm rather fond of this one.
Is it business or pleasure?
You tell me.
Go on then.
Oh yeah, not selling that. Let's see.
Is that all? You think it's all right to touch him?
Those men didn't hurt Martha, did they?
Are you in there yet? You? Yeah, I need to clean this controller out.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
I don't know if I've been this way.
And you say Sid built this place?
Is there a point to this area?
Perhaps they're old enough for the sins of Zemeckis.
How goes it? Alright, can't jump in that.
Go on.
What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you? Of course you aren't. You're a changed man now. We both are.
Not suspicious or anything.
That dress is simply fabulous.
In it though. All the ladies in the Dominion are wearing them.
Goblin coin?
There was a time I only had eyes for Otto.
Interesting. Where are you?
They say removing a brand is almost as painful as getting one.
Let me in the room. Not. Boy.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
Your mom smells like a still.
How much water can a flower drink?
Oh, looks a bit different to me.
It's not. Won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive.
Neat.
And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
Me. Right over there, and I need to go up more stairs. Or not.
I think it's alright to touch him.
It's a weird question. How the bloody hell do I get over that? Alright. And I believe I've gone the wrong way again.
I hear there's trouble. That room's as ragged as...
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martell.
Alright.
Martell. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway
Tell
to
your
collect
answer.
them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Others weren't so lucky, though. A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, make Martell livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martells, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you.
No idea what he said.
Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards. The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful?
Well,
I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
boy. Neat.
What do you need? What's that for you, dear?
Might as well. Oh wait. Don't have the stuff. Oh, what did I do with the flame tongue? I need a lightning shard. Really? None of that? Just worth it? Alright.
That it? Fine.
You think it's alright to touch him?
No option for her. Onion sword. Flame tongue does look cool though.
On autumn's breath,
Oh,
ill
good
tidings born, an erstwhile home
in twain are torn.
Everyone used to live in the sky. Where did they get their fish? They ate flying fish.
My knowledge is yours. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. You wish to study the tomes?
Well, that's a lot of new people to deal with reading about. I'd like to know more about Joe. There's no way she just thinks of him as just her. Yeah, I'm good on all this jazz right now.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Yar.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
Understood.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Just kiss her for Christ's sake.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Oh my gosh, Ty, this is gonna be a drop off, and I should have gone this way. I don't like bird. Fly.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a
You
handful.
make me example you right upside the head.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
Until you don't. Evil shenanigans.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
We're going hunting for outlaws. How'd you like that, boy?
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the Highborn, and now...
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that.
What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way.
Damn.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
That was comforting.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
You gonna tell me the idea? Yeah, I just hit my dog. Sorry, Wolf. Dog. What have we at?
More of my mother's men.
Anybody else want some? The bloody hell. I don't like birds. Can we get in there? Is it a building to go into? Destination unknown. Probably no parachuting that way. He's a good boy. Yeah, what of it?
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
Oh no. Oh no.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
Big surprise.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
I am the terror that slaps in the night.
I'll show you a true shield to protect you.
I am Darkwing Duck.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Terrible. You need a vehicle. It takes too long to get to a different city.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
Did it you?
I don't know.
Obviously.
I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
The birds are just gonna come back. Maybe we should bury the people.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosabeth.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They tell us there's a curfew, but they refuse.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Begone!
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home. The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
This one.
Commandeer this boat. I don't figure it'll let me, but worth a shot.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
see.
Voice for dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough for
Fuck off. And the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all. I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stall. Cut you down where you stand. Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Just blow your way in. Poor choice of terms, but...
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. And Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
How is she so bloody fat? Am I not in?
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
That wasn't hard. Meow.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Excuse me? Right.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Fetch him. Alright then.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
I thought she was dead.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son?
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud. We'll show them that the...
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
Definitely shield.
So wait. The bearers from Oldale have been laid to rest.
Very good.
Now make ready for battle. As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
What is it you require?
Probably nothing, but find out momentarily. Nice.
Will that be all?
Do I not have one of them?
Of course, my lord. As you wish, my lord.
Seems necessary.
Our thanks, my lord. I'm sure that it will prove useful. Our thanks, my lord. I'm sure that it will prove useful. May it serve the cause well. I will be here should you need aught else.
Hmm, 432. That's not very much. I need to do some battling.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
I'm sure it has a choice.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Have at it. Guten Tag.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha!
You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Did I just hit my dog?
Another wyvern to fight that battle for them.
Where's the rest of the filth? Oh, that guy.
A noble stand, albeit
that guy.
A misguided one. In taking it,
your soul is
you
mine.
have but proven our point. That this land is
made
in
for you
dire
and me.
need of cleansing.
This land is made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. Yep. Remember me?
To keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Yar, me matey. Nice.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did.
Bend him over
It
your
bloody
knee.
worked.
Spank him.
We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Doubt it.
Perhaps. Though I
Tell the
doubt my
rancher
mother will
John.
take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her
She'll need
minions
a
ranks
swift
replenished.
spanking as well.
And then it will all begin again. I often
That's
wonder
the
if the
end,
nation
and
we
we
once
start all
knew
over
is gone
again.
for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have,
and always will.
Aye.
For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Be that as it may.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Neat.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it.
Right then.
If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
All right then. I love Jolly Ranchers.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee,
You're gonna trip.
infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Touching.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Finally, some good news.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my
so
nephew's
awesome.
greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
It's becoming all about him again. She's feeling a little bit left out, I do believe. Or something. Something does feel off, regardless.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Smells like lunch.
Something on your mind?
Just be straight up. Mamacita.
Monsters.
Aliens in my Easter
When I
basket.
served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings.
Puppet or puppet?
Telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's.
I like you, puppet.
I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand?
Just kiss her.
I want to choose a different path, a better
Comfort her.
path.
She's gonna leave.
To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
He's as blind to what's right in front of his face as I am. Too bad they're not airstripped yet. Which I assume they will be soon.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first ton of worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Murders on the menu.
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the blood dust.
I just said I already smelled it ready. Period. I'm streaming. I'll be down soon. Of course, new section. Nothing new? Alright then. Wing of the Wyvern.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Evil shenanigans.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred. And they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical noble.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill. When you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward. And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Very well then.
Useful trick. Freezing and throwing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Now you really need to marry her.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
All right.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Drake's breath. Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go. I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
let me right the hell over.
This one.
We'll enter the
Got
caves
him.
from there.
Copy that. Alright, señorita Haddad, let's go.
Bet we're all ready.
I meant to hit the other button, but it's okay. Nice. Oh, good. I can only wonder what's going to welcome us from the depths of the water.
Ugh, look at this place. What a mess.
Looks like a toilet.
Wait.
Is it a literal aphrodisiac? Ploy. Macadamia. Oh, gazebo. Blubber, blubber, blubber. Macadamia Malboro.
It's turned.
Nothing a shelter for Zarya can't handle. Just like old times. Be sure to keep clear of its horn.
Dang. Dang, Gina.
Foul.
Don't breathe it in.
Out of there. Stop jumping at him, you stupid.
I still can't believe they can jump. Don't these things have roots? This one.
These are dodging. Got him. Akashic, Morble, Umbro, whatever. Boy. Let's all go to Gala Island. Flawless victory.
Press on.
Yes.
Time for lunch. I'll be back in a few hours, probably about 3 or so. 3 to 4. Maybe. Yeah. Between 3 and 4, I'll definitely be streaming more. This is too great to stay away from. It might be sooner. I don't know. Just sub. Keep an eye out. All that good jazz. Until then. Oh. Peace.
Is it the stratosphere, man? Is it the ionosphere with the madness and the mania as one guiding force?
Gala.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.